Bruno's dust now. Wow. Ooh, that's a nice background.
I can't wait till the cameras load back up.
Yay!
Oh wow, yeah, we are black, aren't we?
Come on, do the thing. Hi everybody.
No.
Tim, we can see Tim at least.
Yeah, for once it's not
Yeah.
Tim.
Right, let's try that.
I mean, I'm not moving, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
There's a Joe.
We got a Joe. We got a Joester. Joester. I hate my
Your
life.
own flame.
There should be a Morgan appearing. There's a Morgan. And there
Beautiful.
should be a moon. It's a moon!
Hey.
Hi.
We have the disembodied voice.
Hello. And certainly, as far as I can see, I appear to be a frozen
Yeah.
face.
You look like a menacing DM.
Oh god.
Now he looks like he's doing like a drag queen work.
When is a DM not terrifying?
There we go. It's at least trying to catch up.
Yeah, I'll get it.
True.
Right.
Like rule of thumb, a DM will always be terrifying. Never trust a DM, especially if they smile. Then
Hi.
run.
Well, on that wonderful note, welcome back, everyone. We appear to not be entirely ill, which has basically been behind most of the hiatus, and for once, not Fairy is doing time travel shenanigans and everything else. So that's a great, wonderful thing. And we had left you all safe and warm, and well, apart from Arwen, who was deeply traumatized. Yeah, when the bin did that. Because you are back in Fairhaven, in the DDC's house, surrounded by the mimics and all the sort of home comforts that you've come to love and expect. And Tanglefinger's really pleased to see you back, and he's disabled most of the traps. So you had a nice quiet evening, and there was maybe only one or two sort of odd noises from elsewhere in the house. Sound of clanking chains and ratchets, and occasional sound of sawing.
I thought you said there's sounds coming. I thought you said there's sounds coming from Elsa in the house.
No, it's a crossover.
Tanglefinger didn't tell you about the girlfriend he made. No.
No.
I was thinking more Tanglefinger and drag.
Wait, so is Elsa Tanglefinger's like drag name?
Now.
I'm not going to go into it.
Tanglefinger's dress like drag name. Elsa Finger.
Elsa Finger.
That sounded better in my head.
Elsa Longfoot.
You had to see some puppies. No, shush, back in the cage. Right. The night goes gently. Yeah. Basically, you have a chance to catch up, to rest, sleep, and actually be back in your own beds for the first time, literally in years. And you know that you have the airship waiting for you in the morning because you've chartered it, and it's going to take you across the way. Well, initially to the capital of Thrain, which is where they've got to do a delivery anyway, and from there on to Corth. And the two significances of that, for those who are catching up, is that you are on a journey to try and find out, well, really, what on earth is up with Hope's story. Where are their parents? What actually happened? Why were they left with the temple? And the advantage of going to the capital of Thrain first is that that's actually where they were born. And there might actually be quite possibly some clues as to what happened with their family before they fled to Karnath. So that's exciting to look forward to. But before we go any further, we'll do some very quick introductions going around the table.
Is it the Scrooby Gang?
Quite possibly, there's certainly a magical mystery to her. All you need to do is paint this ship a different colour, you'll be fine. I'm quickly going to ask you to obviously introduce yourselves, because there might be people who've forgotten us. Who you're playing? And this week's weird and wonderful question is if you were writing a daft, slightly traumatic backstory for one of the other characters in the group, what would it be? So we'll start with Leah.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I'm Leah. I am playing Valenia, the Half-Orc Ranger. If we were writing a traumatic backstory... I thought everybody had traumatic backstories anyway.
This is the sort of, if you were writing a slightly silly, subversive one for someone else within the group.
I think that would be, for me, it would be foreign.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
And how, instead of him being this world-renowned adventurer, he grew up with the circus and was a world-renowned clown.
I'm a fucking clown anyway.
And the only reason he left is because he got bored of taming bears and he wanted a new challenge.
Fair enough.
The imagery I've got in my head. And I will leave it up to interpretation what sort of bears people want that to be.
That sounds the perfect segue, therefore, to ask Bunny.
Hello. Yeah, hi. I'm Bunny. I play Lord Foreign Amberhammer. And yeah, right. If I was writing a backstory for someone else, right? Who should I pick on?
Who should I pick on?
Who should I pick on? Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm going to pick on Kerner because it only seems right being my sister-in-law. Hello. Hello. So I think I will go with I think instead of the whole thing of accidentally sort of setting her sibling on fire.
Caught. Siblings caught.
Yes.
Same
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of doing that, Kerner accidentally sort of set fire to a quite important university building and is now on the run. Just because I think it would be funny as fuck.
Seems only fair to go straight on to Mother Mafia then.
Hi, I'm Mother Mafia. I play Kerner the Dragonborn Sorcerer. And if I was to do a backstory for anyone, I would do it for Moon.
Oh no.
Sorry, Moon. Forgive me for what I'm about to say.
Oh no.
Forgive me, Father, because I'm about to sin or something.
Yeah, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Oh dear.
Basically, Moon would still be a priest, but Arwen would still be a priest, but they would be chaotic evil, and they basically would get their funds by having a brothel which was run by succubuses and succubi. So basically,
Oh my God.
and then they would never reappear.
So basically, I would be an unholy pimp.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh Christ! Oh my
Sam Smith.
Which explains an awful lot about the damage caused by inflict wounds. It's not him inflict wounds. It's his mighty pimp hand.
Mommy don't know. Arwen's getting hot.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
Christ.
basically, the reason why they don't sat in one place is because they don't want to draw attention to that certain people have disappeared. There have been one or two occasions where some very high people like mayors and lords have disappeared because they've come to the brothel.
Oh my God.
Moving on. Hi, Moon.
Hi, I'm Moon. I play Arwen, who is a halfling cleric, a cleric of life. And
Not an
and rewriting a backstory, I would pick on Valenia. About Valenia, who has a harem of women and rejects all men who dare enter her all-woman brothel, and she sets out an adventure to expand her business and get more women in her life, because that is all she needs. She needs no man.
You make Valenia sound like a Pokemon trainer.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them. I just leaned into the silliness of it, honestly.
And last but definitely not least, is that Morgan?
So, am I just writing another backstory for Hope or something? No one's done it.
Sorry.
Well, you have to pick someone else then.
Right, hello, I'm Morgan. I play Hope, the non-binary tiefling cleric warlock. I'm going to pick on. I'm going to pick on Arwen.
Why?
So, Arwen is not a halfling. Arwen is actually a Goliath.
Oh no.
Who, as punishment for getting a well-to-do man's daughter pregnant, he was sentenced to a life of humiliation. He was turned into a halfling and forced to repent for his sins by going to a temple where he learned his skills as a life cleric. He uses the money he earns from his adventures to pay child support, which is why he's always penniless.
Wow. I am truly impressed.
Right, and just because nobody did a Hope one, can I do a Hope one?
Go on then.
Okay. So, Hope, led to be a tiefling, is actually a incantation, warforged of her demon creator. And because they don't have any memory, they want to do good, but every time they do, it just little bits keep falling off, so they keep losing bits of their memory, which is why they can't remember where they've come from or anything.
Okay. Look on Morgan's face.
It could have been a lot worse.
It's a lot worse. Yeah.
Since I did that on the spare of the moment, because I hadn't actually planned anything.
So to us, Arwen is an unholy pimp with an illegitimate child somewhere.
And who used to be a Goliath, but has been shrunk.
New canon
This is why
accepted.
So he's a shrunken Goliath holy pimp.
Unholy pimp.
Oh, sorry, an unholy pimp. Paying child support.
Sounds about right.
Why, guys?
Because we love you.
I was gonna pick on Kerner and have it that Kerner is secretly a
You did pick on Kerner.
You did.
When?
It was Kerner's backstory that you. Oh no, it's someone else.
No, that was
No.
Bunny.
It was Bunny. Bunny did. Sorry, Morgan.
I was gonna have it. The reason why Kerner doesn't like dwarfs is because they secretly are a polymorph dwarf. If I say polymorph dwarf a couple of times, it's a
It's a tongue twister and a half.
Just a little.
little bit more. Just a little bit. You know what I'm looking for.
Anyway, moving on.
Is that because it's nitty with the teeny weeny polka dot?
And you thought the singing was over, Tim?
I did.
I mean, we'd stop if you got us a kitten.
Then we found a really cute pair that like to be together.
Yep. And they're indoor cats. We can name one Phoenix and one Reno.
Anyway, off to Flinky. Anything you want to pick up in the morning before you get onto the ship?
How are we with healing potions?
I was going to check my inventory.
I want to say we did pick some up from
I
somewhere.
think we
'cause
we
I
did. I've
had.
got
Yeah, you
3
did,
potions
yeah.
of healing.
I
You
have
picked some
5.
up before
Yeah,
you
you
left.
You did, yes. You did pick things up.
And just out of general practice, I brush against Arwen for my death ward.
Yeah, I was
I
going to
just
say he
imagine
probably
it-
would have like.
I just imagine
Have
it
you
like in a
asked
really
first?
sensual way.
Yeah. Oh, Arwen, darling.
Yeah, because I imagine Arwen probably would have rejoined you guys, like obviously, but he is staying far away from your house. Because obviously he spent the night in the House of Healing. Because no, he is not spending the night in a bed. That's possibly a mimic.
And we were all sat there going, "It's fine. Look, we're all sat on it."
It brushes its teeth. It's fine.
But yeah, he's definitely creeped out by you, Kana. He is creeped. He's like, please, I don't want your wife killing me.
This is to stop my wife from killing you.
Hope would like to pick up more of their knitting supplies.
Okay. Spend 5 silver on picking up a selection of yarn and reinforced knitting needles.
Crochet hooks and stuff.
Okay, yeah, 5 silver. Easy enough. Just go to the market down the road. Easily done.
Okay, that's yeah.
Okay, you stocked up.
While I'm in there, I remember to pick up the sending stones.
Yes.
And I pick my diary as well and slip it into my satchel.
Okay.
Can I pick up some +2 arrows if that's all right? That's somewhere.
Yeah, give me a second. Let me just have a look.
I've noticed this is the first time I've dropped below 50. I'm like,
Okay, do a quick investigation check for me, please.
Investigation.
This is one of those just because it's limited time rather than having
15.
15. Yeah, no problem. Yes, you have to find someone and make a quick persuasion roll.
Persuasion. Oh, Valenia's favourite thing in the world, because we all know how
Oh, yeah.
awkward Valenia is. Oh, okay, 17.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you even managed to get a little bit of haggling in. Okay. You managed to pick up a quiver of 20 arrows +2. For the princely sum of 100 gold crowns.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Mm.
Is it 10 platinum per gold? Yes, it is. Don't
It
worry.
is.
10 gold per platinum.
10 gold per platinum. I knew what I meant. I'll take the platinum off instead.
Sure.
I also take a couple of sheets out and just leave them behind on my desk. So if I need to, I can write Tanglefinger and Cole so it can be kept up to date with what's going on.
Cole's coming with us.
Yes, I know, yes, sorry. So Tanglefinger doesn't have to stress out the notebook.
Oh, right. Okay.
There we go. Done. Hello.
Hello.
Everybody just went very quiet all of a sudden. I was like,
Sorry,
I'm still here. Well, I can hear
Gathering
you
as if to
anyway.
ask for something.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm going to. While I'm there, could I sell some things?
Mm-hmm.
Goody. I'd like to sell my 2 +2 scimitars.
Okay. Just get.
Can anybody else use them?
Aren't
they magical?
They are.
Yeah, possibly.
Well, I want cash. Stranger.
Let me just quickly bring up in that case the. suburb. Hopefully that'll be appearing on your screens.
Well, if it can, that'd be superb.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So treat the scenery. Okay. So you're most likely probably the curiosities usually will take stuff. Failing that, Carter's General. Or you've got Tamba's Smithy, possibly Amy DeCanny. Well, that's her home rather shop.
I'll just.
Where do you want to where do you want to take to try and sell them?
I'll take it to the smithy.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, okay. Could you make a persuasion check then, please? See what kind of offer you get. Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Very pleased to see. A little surprised to see you. You've been away quite some time, but it's that sort of. Sort of, you're there, and Tamba's sort of, he's got a youngster that you sort of seem to be training up as an apprentice and stuff like that, and sort of lyrical a little bit. He offers you the age, any other price offers you 500 gold each.
So that's 1,000.
1,000 gold coins for the pair. Yes.
Okay. And Hope's going to look down at the young apprentice and hand over their hand axes and just go, here the present, good luck.
Okay. Which hand axes?
+1.
Okay. Okay. That's startling. As a God, look at Tambo says, okay, son.
And then I need to get up my tab of the Sovereign Post because I can't remember it. Sorry, people.
For the hearth is on a tar. The bullseye is the home.
Oh, it's wait. I'm going to say to the apprentice, on the name of Onatar and Goldorn, I hope that you do well.
That sort of literally that sort of slightly tongue-tied, not quite knowing where to look up. Yes, I will. Gosh, that sort of. Wow, these are. Wow. I'm going to put. He goes and there's a rack nearby, and he's just going to put them very carefully just on the rack, sort of carefully, sort of hung in place, just sort of. Thank you. And safe travels, and the God, the host be with you on your journey, sir, ma'am.
Whichever one you feel comfortable with.
Okay.
Gender is but a construct.
I thought that was Cole. No. Sorry, Cole. Sorry.
I now want to make a warforged that is a gender fluid. But when they say sir or ma, we go, yes, my name is Gender because I am a construct.
The thing is, at least he didn't insult. So my character, a previous character, wanted a warforged in a worse way, telling them, "Oh, it's like about going to sleep. It's like, oh, it's fine. You can just shut yourself. You can just shut yourself off."
Yeah. So,
Wow.
Hope sort of like gives a little smile and just goes, Cole is a very handsome construct.
Yes, I've made some of his inlays myself. Yes, I sort of. Yeah, great friend. Good. Yeah, we do a lot of business. Yeah, no.
Hope's going to take Cole's hand and just go. Before we get lost in adventure again, can we just go for a private drink and some sandwiches?
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, you're literally sort of a couple of shops away from the Brazen Hydra. So, well, it's literally across the street. Yeah.
I was thinking more of like a little like tea shop.
Well, oddly enough, that's just down the alleyway. Hawthorne's.
Yeah, so just gonna be like, see some time with you, and then we go to the tea house and have a little tea like afternoon tea date before we go.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And they are just as good as they ever have been. There's that sort of, obviously they all recognise Cole because he's been here and he's well known and he's got the gaff next door. But he's the looks of that thing of, you can sort of see some of the older customers sort of do that sort of double take and then and then you have the whole sort of set of conversation because of course everyone else knows you by your old name, and so there's that sort of that general bus of no go by and yeah, they sort of adjust to that quickly enough and sort of only no more than the usual number of people who, as they're coming in later and haven't had the first conversation. It's sort of like this rippling effect of people who sort of come into the place and sort of is that recognising of someone who they've known for some time and you haven't seen you in quite some time, and then you hear the little whispers every now and then of no, they go by Hope these days, and the word starts to get out. But yeah, and a lovely afternoon. Well, it's late morning, but gentle sandwiches, tea, and other sort of confections, and you give them some privacy.
And then I'm going to gather up various snacks that the other that people in
rest of the group.
The rest of the yes, I forgot the word. I was going team or gang. Yes. I'm going to collect up some.
I'll have to say that. Do you want to be in my gang, my gang? Do you want to?
So basically, you're going up to the sweet trolley and saying, "I'll take the lot."
Yeah. I'll put down 5 gold.
Make it 10.
Okay.
And they'll give you sort of a hamper to sort of your classic wicker hamper with tablecloth and cutlery and bits and pieces. Yeah.
That's me done.
Okay, fair enough. Anyone else? Or we're just sort of generally packing, getting ready, bits and pieces.
Just generally packing.
Let me just double check. Is there anything I particularly?
Oh, I think I should probably go and let the university know we're still alive.
Probably not got enough time to do that and get back for when the boat's leaving.
Okay.
But you can send a message. You got the civvies.
Yeah, or I can just go Tanglefinger. Can you drop this in at the Dean's office at the university when you get a chance, please?
Prepare for a grand adventure to go across the city. It's never done before.
Oh God,
This could be exciting.
Next session is just Fingers Adventure.
It's definitely an idea for a one shot, I think. Tanglefinger and Friends. Oh God.
just a bunch of kobolds.
Maybe the friends was the Tanglefinger we met along the way. The Tanglefingers. It's just all of us are just like role playing like finger puppets.
The friends are just the mimics.
Tanglefinger.
Oh my
and
God.
mimics.
Yes, we just play as a mimic.
I'll do some quiet plotting and I love the idea. Tanglefinger and a little band of mimics going across the city to deliver a letter.
Although Tanglefinger and the Mimics does sound like a band.
Maybe they can start a band. Maybe one of the mimics is an aspiring bard.
you have seen how mimics move, rocking from side to side.
Go to Thorin.
Anyway, so yes, Thorin, you were just quickly having a quick
Yeah,
last thing.
right. I was thinking I might go and quickly sort of find somewhere where I can maybe get a couple more just bog standard potions of healing, just so I've got a few more.
Yeah, sure. The Dresco um place, which is over on the west side of the suburb, I think it is. Let me just quickly check. Not Carter's store. Not past the Golden Dragon. It takes me a while since I've used this map. I'm just trying to remember where everything is. Yeah, Elias Jarasco, Herbs and Healing. That's just off on the Market Avenue, actually, so not far at all. Yeah, he's got like a little a little case that's got sort of 10 vials in. He can he'll sell you that and the case for 150 gold.
Sounds fair. We'll do that.
Fair enough. Yeah, they're all, and it's that thing. Yes, not the House Tarasco sort of logo is inlaid in brass on the top of the wood, and the sort of all the vials have got the Tarasco branding on it, and
Did you say 100 gold? 200.
150.
150 for 10 potions.
Yeah.
Right, so I'll quickly add that in.
he's cool.
I would say I'd go and look for more magic items, but if I get any more magic items, I am going to be a magic item.
You're gonna yeah, you'll naturally move. Fine, everything's
Could I find anything that could improve my strength?
Actually, that's
not
a
really the time that you've
point.
got. You'd need to put the word out, and yeah, that's a more uncommon item. So you'd need to do some searching.
I wouldn't be able to find something to help improve my speed, will I? Oh, wait, I've already got a potion of speed, I suppose.
Okay.
Say, I mean, a potion of speed would probably be the sort of your best bet with the time constraints that you've got.
Or Dream Lily.
Just get the other card, Kai.
Does that mean it's 5 clerics for a straight cleric?
Potion speeds. You can buy a potion speed for 50 gold.
50 gold. Bad. Hang on. Yeah, target speed. You said 50 gold.
Yeah.
I'll probably buy then. I've only got one. If I buy 2 for 100 gold.
Make a persuasion roll. If you've got a second one.
Oh yeah, I should. I should have asked how much they had. Sorry.
That's all right.
You say persuasion to see if there's more.
Mm-hmm.
8. I'm assuming they only have one then.
Yeah, he's only got the one in. Yeah.
I guess 2 is better.
I'm sure I can get some in.
I guess.
But,
I guess two is better than just one.
Yeah.
Just thinking, just so I can keep up with people's. So I just spent the 50 and just get one.
okay, fair enough. Lovely.
Well, then you could always give Arwen a biggie back.
Are we not taking the... Or did we leave the thingies at 12 territory?
Well, we've been on an airship. Are you on about the clawfoots?
Yes!
You've left them back at the.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, and also you're about to go back on another flying ship, so.
No, just to know whether we'd brought them along.
I don't think the Crawfords would be pulling up our pocket so
I mean, you could transport them, but you didn't mention it, so they're back at the.
Okay.
There's nothing to stop you from buying more, but maybe a bit of a waste of time.
Don't tell Morgan he can have more pets.
Is but
Sit
I
back.
actually I forgot Owen had one.
Fair enough. Make your way
It's fine.
back. Catch up to the crew. You are laden up, ready to go at the sky docks. Get yourselves all on board. Get yourselves moving, and away you go. Quick change to the dreaded large plan map, just to remind yourself of the sheer joys of this hybrid vehicle that is a mix of House of Livendar elemental powered. The entire ship is built from sawwood, which is naturally buoyant in air. It uses its roots to stop taking off, as opposed to stop being blown over. Very rare from Zendrick. But also a number of gnomish mechanisms that are basically extra propulsion and extra things in the backup, and they're working on that. The Merry Songbird is its name, and you have Captain Farron, First Mate Alana, you have the gunners, Hardy and Pearl, you have Thomas, Wendersley, all the old favourites that they're used to. They're still here as part of their crew, and really without any fanfare, any great sort of um, any great drama or anything. It's a case of right, we're all aboard, right, to Flamekeep we go, and off they go, off into the sky, and city begins to sort of move beneath you. See your house from down there, you know. Actually, so again.
When he pointed down, I actually looked at the floor.
Oh dear.
Yeah, ship begins to pick up speed, to move. You've got a good wind, good tailwind, sort of helping you along. The elemental crackles and growls within its binding ring. There's sort of this um, plasma ring that sort of loops around and sort of buoys up and propels the ship forward. Captain sets the course, and then after an hour or so, once he's kind of navigated around a few other ships that are in the air, you're heading roughly southeast, in pretty much a straight line with just the plains below you to keep you going. And again, he's sort of up, he's sort of below cloud level at the moment, just sort of so he can sort of he has things to navigate by. Um, yeah, it's not really sort of a lot. He sort of says, yeah, we'll be there sort of midday tomorrow, making good headwinds. Or it looks like we're going to make good time. Maybe 2 days if the weather turns. Just sort of sit and chill for a bit if I were you folks. Just nice central plains, and you'll have that sort of general look of we want to book. Anything you want to do to fill the time?
Valenia's going to be up on one of the high parts, and she's just going to be like taking it all in as it's going.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Perception. That is a 19.
Nice. Okay. You one thing you spot, normal sort of normal bird life, normal movements and sort of things. It's almost again that kind of release to be having the natural world actually being natural around you, which feels like I've done in quite some time. One of the things you've noticed is that off in the distance, you reckon a few miles away, roughly sort of following in the direction, sort of parallel course, is a collection of very large birds. You think they're giant swans, possibly flying in a V, um, roughly parallel course. The 19, but there's something that sort of seems to be accompanying them. You can't quite make it out. It's just further. It's further on from them. There's just a flash of gold every now and then. Dragon. As they're moving along.
Okay.
Lyra may need to tweet me an invite for some reason.
Have you? I was going to say, did you crash out of there?
Yeah, got crashed out with everything.
All right, let me do that. Right, there we go. Right, you should have an invite, Joe.
Thank you.
What are the rest of you doing as you get used to the journey? I mean, obviously you can move yourselves around freely. From the looks of it, most of you are in your. Actually, no, I need to let his parents out because they're not with you.
I'm probably up on deck. I've brought along one of the smutty books I bought in the past about me, and I maybe sat on deck reading through it just for giggles and making annotations. And every now and again going, well, that never happened.
How very dare they? Yeah.
Yeah, and just generally sort of just having a good giggle at it.
Yeah.
The whole lot is just crushing completely out of everything.
Okay. Yeah. So quite a thing, and yeah, you kind of you're out of the general wind. The speed is certainly faster than your average riding beast will have you, making good time. But it's you wrap up warm. Well, not as warm as you would have had to while you were in the winter fields, but it's that sort of you thick jacket on and sit there and lean up against the mast and enjoy yourself. Not a problem. What's Hope doing?
Hope is. Hope's gonna do a. Is gonna do a lap around the airship, flying around it,
Okay.
just stretching their wings. They found that flying is a peaceful time for them.
Okay, that's fair.
So they're just up above. They then come back down and they spend quite a bit of time with Cole, sort of like just trying to basically just
Spend time.
spend time. Yeah.
That's okay. That's fair enough. He's quite content to kind of watch the world go by and sort of see what else is sort of going on.
While they spend time with Cole, they're also going to be knitting a beard protector for Thorin.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, that's a thing.
So
Yeah.
they every now and again come up to Thorin with like a tape measure and like measure like around the ears and sort of like basically it's just yeah, and then they're gonna go back to their knitting.
And at first, maybe I'm just like, Hope, what are you doing? To which I just get a shush, keep still, and then eventually I just give up, just keep still every time they come up. Like, okay.
Okay. What about Arwen? What are you doing?
Arwen is muting his microphone. Right. Arwen's up on the deck as well, but he is not only just like taking things in, but he's kind of so this is a airship, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah. Arwen's doing this like a little bit dumb right now because he just thinks it's a good idea. If he can do it. On the over the edges, like there's no like barriers or anything across the edges here, is there? like at the top?
So just to sort of give you a guide around the map. So these areas here and here are sort of like the elevated front and back, poop deck, and I don't know what the other one is.
Yeah, no, I mean like
So
over the
then
deck.
leading down to these bits here. So if you look down here, you can see there are railings across
Yeah,
the
yeah.
deck.
I mean like there's nothing like around it, like a shield around the ship, is there? It's just like a regular ship.
It's a regular ship. The only extraneous bits is that there are assorted kind of sails and mechanisms that are used for catching and guiding and changing course. You've
Sweet.
obviously got these various propellers that are behind to give extra boost. Coming out from the big central mast here, which I'm pinging, and there's a corresponding one below the ship and others sort of going off from the um, port and starboard, but further
Yeah.
down. Those are four main spars that are then supporting a crystalline ring around the ship. So if you've got the direction of the ship going that way, it's going around like that.
Hmm.
And that is basically worked with kyber crystals and eberron shards to and some Cerberus crystals, I think, involved, but it's mostly kyber as the main part, as the housing and containment for a fire elemental. And so you kind of have this flickering ring of plasma
Hmm.
kind of running around, effectively acting as the engine and extra buoyancy for the ship.
Okay. So there's like no machinery or mechanism near where I am.
Not where you are there, no.
Sweet.
No,
Arwen is there with
it would be below decks.
Arwen is there with a rope hanging off the edge, and he's holding
Right.
it, and he's
Right.
just gonna do what he can to fish in the air with a bit of rope.
Okay. Yeah, you are enjoying the illusion of fishing. Okay.
He's gonna look back to the Valenia and go, "Nothing's biting today."
Valenius is
How
going to be
long?
like, no, there
How long?
wouldn't
How
be.
long a piece of rope? How long a piece of rope are you dangling?
Well, it is a the only rope I've got is the 50 feet rope, but doesn't have it all extended. Like there's some like on the actual boat itself. He's kind of like not hanging the whole 50 feet, but just like imagine
Right.
like a
A good portion of it.
So you'll
yeah,
need a good 30 foot to sort of clear the bottom of the hull. So the full sort of say 40 foot, that'll give you sort of
yeah,
10 foot below the
yeah.
bottom of the ship, sort of this rope dangling and batting off sort of various sort of articulated sail mechanisms and things like that. Kind of, yeah, every now and then you hear sort of of it sort of banging against the hull or against various other mechanisms.
I think you've broken Morgan.
Yeah, okay, that's something.
You dangling sounds like a tender. Come on.
Uh, and are you attaching anything to the bottom of the rope to act as a lure, or
He
if nothing else, a weight?
he has on there one of like he picked off a small bit of 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 one of the rations like he has to act as
Okay.
bait.
So you haven't used only tofu then?
Can you imagine the amount of food and water that's going to be on the deck of the ship if he did that?
Wow. Okay.
He's just kind of got like a tin of one of his his dried rations, not like the actual proper food, like the he's kind of like attached like a small like a small bit of not bread.
Ha.
Huh?
Small bit of tack.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Okay. The mental image is wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. There you are. Sort of carrying on, and you're right. There seems not to be much biting today. The crew The crew give you a couple of odd looks as you're going by. Bolt, one of the Warforged, sort of suggests that you might get more luck if you're a bit more amidships. But then the other guy kind of nods and says, "No, don't do that because you'll hit the flame with that length of rope. Just no, you're back here, far better. Possibly out the back to trail behind." And then Alana comes over and says, "Tip jobs. Pay them no mind. They're both wind up merchants. Spare them. Um, good luck. Happy, good fishing. If you catch anything, let us know. I'm sure we'll find a way to cook it." And with that long-suffering sort of adventurous sort of look, turns around and goes on to chase the Warforged back to doing their jobs. A small cackle from the goblin midshipman who sort of sitting there, sort of dangling his feet over the edge, sort of doing very little at the moment. Valenia, what are you doing?
Yeah, literally just.
You were doing watch out, so I already spoken to
Yeah,
you.
and I'm wondering what the hell Arwen's doing now, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna let Arwen do.
She just hears him just like whistling to himself with his rope.
Are you standing at the? I'm trying to come back to this. Are you standing at the rail?
No, I think he's
Or
probably
are you
just like
sitting, or are you sitting
sitting.
down, dangling your feet through the rail through the railings?
I think he's probably like got like a he's probably like got like a small little like I'm sure there's like boxes and stuff or like a barrel or something.
Okay.
Like he's just
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
on.
Okay, just sitting on a barrel with a rope.
As opposed to sitting on the dock of a bay.
Yeah, something like that. Kerner, what you doing?
I'm below decks trying to research what I can.
About.
Not only just the winter's night, but trying to see if I can find things out about Thrain and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I mean, what sort of things are you trying to look up?
So I'm poking around with the stuff around the poem and what we learnt when we last encountered the winter's night. And the information we got out of Auntie in the Fields.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Generally still going on that at the moment. Okay, doing that.
Well, I'm just doing that because I don't know what else to do.
That's fair.
And
That's fair.
it's that just trying to be constructive and keep my mind active and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, apart from one brief moment of panic where Arwen, you accidentally nearly drop the rope. It's that sort of you lose your grip. And it's like, oh, quick grab. And yeah, no, yeah, because it's you're up reasonably high, sort of near the cloud levels, and there's sort of a condensation of sort of it's getting a bit sort of a bit wet underfoot and sort of a bit slippery. But yeah, that's yeah. There's no incident, and I mean, how long are you wanting to do that for? Just
He's probably gonna be vigilant. He's probably gonna like keep on fishing until like the rope's a bit too slippery to hold on to. I don't know like how long it would take for the rope to be a bit too slippery to keep a good grip on it.
make a survival check.
Survival checks. That's a 7.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you could start to get a bit tired with it, a bit heavy, and it slips out of your hand. You don't manage to catch it, but in that mode of it going sort of loose, it looks like it's got a bit tangled up with one of the mechanisms, and you can't actually pull it back up. What are you gonna do?
He's gonna look towards Valenia like, I've caught something.
Valenia just sort of she's completely confused and like.
I may have caught the ship.
Arwen, what do you mean you've caught the ship?
I have caught the ship. Help.
Just this long, exasperated. She wanders over as she looks over the side.
Okay, so you can see the rope. It's now taut. Arwen is definitely holding on to it to stop it slipping out of their grip. The rope is taut against and curving around the hull. It looks like it's got caught and tangled through um, some sort of control vein, and then on beyond that and tightly round down towards the keel. You can't see the end flapping around, so there's something that maybe that's caught on round past the heel, but it's certainly tangled.
Oh, I didn't want to say anything before, but this probably wasn't a good idea.
Look, we were on a boat. What do you normally do on boats? You fish, and I thought, well, ocean fishing is a thing. Why not fishing in the air? You never know with creatures these days. There could be something in the sky. There could be delectable fish or something. And I just wanted to do it for a bit of fun, like you would in the ocean.
Like sky tuna, maybe.
Exactly. Look, I like fishing as much as the next halfling. I didn't expect this would happen.
Is there any crew nearby?
Yes. Well, I'm looking on. They're not up on the top deck with you. She's not around at the moment. She's probably having a kip downstairs. Yeah, I mean the wheel is kind of locked off and it's kind of in its locked in its position, so it's literally just having a straight line. Captain and the first mate are probably not you. Yeah, that's captain. So captain's probably in his cabin. First mate. Yeah, first mate. Some of the crew downstairs. Actually, I forget. A couple of them sort of.
Could we tie it off for the time being, so that Arwen doesn't drop it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, what's the first mate's name?
Alana.
Alana. Can I call them over?
Yeah, she comes on over. She's bring upstairs. There you go.
So
Sort of appears with a sort of a slightly sort of quizzical.
Right. So I thought it was a bit weird in the first place, but Arwen has been fishing.
Sky fishing.
Right.
Clarification.
And he thinks he's caught something, but it looks as though it's tangled around the underside of the ship.
Technically, I have caught something in that case, just not what I was hoping for.
Okay.
Is there anything on the underside of the ship that it could attach to?
Well, I mean, there's steering vanes for the most part, and a few other bits and pieces that I don't pretend to understand, but boilers and things like that. Yeah, it's not a huge amount of very complicated things, but things that might impact the steering when we need to do a bit more. So I'm not keen on having things tangled down the end there.
So, if we were to say try and
She starts sort of peering down over the edge and doing a quick tour to have a look round.
So, if we were to try and steer the ship at the moment, we're sure it would still turn, yes?
And then kind of looks sort of down and goes, if we get the captain to make the maneuver using the helm, we'll be fine. We'll need to disconnect the mechanisms and just rely entirely on the fire elemental.
I just shoot Arwen a look.
Because can I just come here a minute and just take a look off the end a minute.
I look. In my defence,
And
I've not been on an airship before. I don't know the etiquette.
yeah, that's it's yeah. If you just look down there, and then as you peer down, you can obviously see these three intertwined propellers, like a multi-phase screw, and the end of the rope. You can see it appearing from behind below the hull, has got caught in the screw. So two of the screws are turning, the third one isn't. Probably not great.
So,
Um,
what we're saying is we could technically dangle Arwen over the side and have him untangle it.
If he, I mean, look, there is a ladder. She
Well,
points out. That's the thing. If you know what, I think that's entirely fair. If you just climb down there, just give the rope a tug there. I'm sure it'll come loose, and then you should be able to haul it through from the other end.
I'm gonna get my rope and tie it around Arwen,
Yeah.
and then tie it around like one of the masts or something, so that
I mean,
we don't end up with a falling Arwen.
You've got this mechanism here, and you've got the sort of the spare mast here, the aft mast.
The big mast.
Yeah.
Words.
If it's a
Before
home,
he-
it's a saint falling from heaven.
Maybe. Well, he is officially a saint still, so
yeah, before he goes down to fix his mistake, he is going to send a prayer to Aladra.
Mhm.
Aladra before he goes down.
Is anybody else?
Okay.
Is anybody else up on the deck?
Well,
Yes,
so-
I am
but-
reading my book.
I'm gonna be like foreign. Look at Arwen's done.
Maybe I close my book and come over like, what? And I look over and go, dingus.
Look, I just thought because we're on a boat, fishing would be appropriate.
We're like how many hundreds of foot up in the air?
There could be skyfish. There is water in the cloud.
And at that point, I'm like, I'm not even going to try and argue or
I look at
try
foreign.
to explain.
I look at foreign and go, well, maybe there's sky tuna.
I'm like, don't you
Exactly.
start.
Thank you, Valenia.
But I've got that sort of cheeky smile on my face of. We're definitely winding Arwen up at this point.
You have a
To which I
try.
just look at the pair of you and I'm just like, goodness sake, I'm going back to my book.
Can I just say?
No, you're not there. You're
Sorry,
down
Morgan. What was that?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
So you're going to clamber over and clamber down.
Yeah. Arwen's going to try and fix his mistake.
Okay.
Like,
So yeah,
although-
it's a good 20 feet down. So you'll be fine.
Although
20 foot ladder.
I've tied a rope onto Arwen, but it's just like round his foot.
Oh,
Okay, that's not a problem. Moving on down, you're not doing anything else, so I'm not going to make you roll to be going down. The ship is steady. It's just that tired sort of, fine. You keep going, and maybe about halfway down, I'll just ask you to, I don't know. Let's say, let's call it a Constitution save, please.
what straight con?
Yeah. Con save.
No, a gay con.
80. Yeah, fine. You're not getting tired. You manage to resist the urge to keep looking down. You just focus on what you're doing, and you get yourself down to roughly level to this main shaft of the sort of the housings for the coil and the sort of little rungs to go around it. You'll need to go to there, and you can see the rope sort of just below you a little bit. And could you make a perception check for me as well, please?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I am writing in Arwen's notes about praying to Electra.
Mm-hmm.
Right, 1 perception coming up. You said perception, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Sweet. I'll get in 26.
Lovely. Right. Well, from this new vantage point, you have a really good, clear. From above, it looked really horribly tangled, but actually, it's not as bad as it looks from where you are here. Because what's happened is rather than getting wrapped up in the coil per se, it's actually got caught in one of the hinge mechanisms near it, and it looks like there's some sort of fail-safe that's basically put a brake onto it so that it doesn't sort of get strained because it doesn't have the motion. It looks incredibly complicated, but actually you can see. So you should be able to tug that free without sort of overextending yourself, and without it being too dangerous.
I'm just going to ask, just because Arwen would also kind of look whilst he's fixing his mistake, are there any skyfish at the end of that rope?
Well, this is the other part of the sentence that I was about to come on to, because as you get to that point and you're looking down, you're looking around, you can see that in the ladder actually continues on down just a little bit, and you can see what looks like a little like a box that's been attached to the back. It's built on. You can't really see it from where else you've got there. For housing some various bits and pieces, but in that you can sort of see an opening, and you see as you get closer and as you're sort of getting ready, 3 small. How best to describe this? Because they're wearing cloaks, with hoods. 3 small, for lack of a better word, humanoid penguins. And they look at you. And one of them raises his kind of flipper hand and goes, "It's all nothing, right? Come on, get on with it." And they've
Right.
got you can see that they've got a couple of bags in with them. They're sort of stowaways.
Right. Yeah, yes. You haven't seen any skyfish down there, have you?
Tell you what. What do you reckon, Morris? And this is kind of what you overhear. You're kind of hearing in your head rather than them actually sort of speaking. But they're sort of, tell you what, 10 gold will give you something you can take up with you.
10 gold. How about I say nothing? Actually, you know what? No, don't.
You know, where else are you going to get a fish here?
From the
It's a nice one.
clouds.
You see one of them's kind of rummaging around in one. He's got a sack, and he kind of reaches into it. So, yeah, do your deal.
10 gold.
Yeah.
It's a bit
God, be worth it for the look on people's faces, won't it? God.
Nothing happened, and he hands over 10 gold.
You coins are taken. You almost sort of like a sleight of hand, and you don't know where he stows it. It's sort of one bit of the hand there, but maybe you've got pouches under the outer layer of feathers. Who knows? But in return, very quickly, it's handed back, and you kind of have to wrap your arm around it. He gives you a salmon. It's about as big as you are.
Arwen's going to put it in his bag, in his portable hold, because he always keeps that on him.
Yeah.
So he doesn't drop it when he's untangling the rope properly.
Yeah, you managed to find a suitably stable space because you have to open up the hole.
Yeah.
It's a 10-foot wide thing, so yeah. For the sake of hand waving slightly for the sake of the story, yes, yeah, you're able to find a space to do that. Okay. Right. Like I said, safe journey.
I saw nothing.
Yeah. Good on you. And if you need more, there's more where that came from.
Right. Thank you. Sir. I'm sorry if I assumed.
God. These three little faces look at you. I mean, if you've got anything else, you've got anything you want to sell or whatever.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Have a journey.
Well, okay, cool. Yeah,
And
we'll get to ask you potentially, but that won't doesn't look like it's in the right place. You land with it, or you?
I should be fine. I've prayed to I should be fine.
Okay.
You just hear Arwen. Arwen.
Almost. He's gonna shout out. Almost got it. It's a little stuck.
We'll tell you what. We'll leave you to it, and they kind of nestle back further into like a bit behind the mechanism, and sort of, you sort of blink, and they're sort of, they're you can just about make out the curve of one of their cloaks. It's a lovely sort of glistening purpley blue, and it kind of just blends nicely with the blue.
Yep, and he's just going to finish undoing the rope and then tug on his to be pulled back up.
Okay. Could you make a strength check, please, to wrench it free?
Strength. That will be a 17.
Fantastic. Yeah, you've got it. With all the time you spent, plus the thing, yoink it out. And Leah, you can see the end of the rope suddenly whips into thing, and you see the third of the propeller start to sort of shift again,
Okay.
start to move. So this is now dangling around and sort of it's still a little bit wrapped on one of the other things, but you reckon with a steady pull you can probably give that a go?
I sort of give the first mate a sort of nod and just say give that a go. See if you can pull it up.
Two of you working together. Make a strength check, please, with advantage, because you two of you together.
Would this be before or after they pull Arwen back up?
Oh no, well no, this is while you're still making your way up, presumably.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
I
sort of
can
you
just
see
climb.
the rope being pulled.
Okay.
So yeah,
17.
yeah, lovely. Yeah. So as you're starting to make your way up, safe in the knowledge that you have salmon in your portable hole, you see the rope sort of slowly sort of being withdrawn and retracting and being pulled up sort of above you. And then obviously by then the curve of the hole completely hides it from you, and you're able to sort of you're pulling yourself up onto the top deck there as they're sort of pulling the final bits and kind of starting to coil the rope up, and they haven't quite spotted that you're up yet, but they're busy with that.
Whilst they're doing the rest of it, Arwen's going to quickly get the portable hole and just grab the salmon, close the hole back up, and just standing there looking heroic, holding the salmon by the tail.
Okay. Leah, you turn round, and so does the first mate, and there is Arwen holding what looks to be a fresh salmon.
Valenia's just completely dumbstruck. Like she pulls out her little notebook and writes down sky salmon in big letters. And she's just like, well, that's
I caught something.
Alana, have you ever heard of sky salmon?
Not this far north. Maybe it got caught on a cloud giant's ship, but no, we haven't been hurt.
I've got an image of Arwen going to Hope to back him up, because I was like, "You're an ancient domain cleric, right? You know that sky salmon exists."
Meanwhile, what have you been doing?
Hope has been quietly knitting away, showing Cole like how to do it, also showing him how to crochet as well.
Yeah, you think, where are you? Oh, you're in the...
I am down in I'm down in a room.
Yeah.
Room, so.
Yeah, you think you hear sort of a clattering and banging at some point sort of towards the back of the ship. But yeah, noises, mechanisms, who knows? There's always noises on a ship.
Hope's also going to be like describing their parents to Cole, sort of like giving descriptions
Yeah.
as a general.
Can you remember their names? If you can't, you can't. It's you may have been too young, and maybe that's part of the journey you'll have to make is to find out who they were.
I know what you like. Question. You,
Now you told me the priests.
Fuck it. Cyrax and Caraxes.
Nice, normal human names. You know,
How about
you know when you got like a pen that's got a clicker.
Mm-hmm. Actually,
I was doing that, and then the spring was like overly springy.
Donna.
It shot in the air, and I'm like, ah!
mm-hmm.
And
Is it Dr. Donna?
Stefan with 2 Fs.
So
And their little
FFTEPHEN.
Shut up. And their little brother is called Lestat.
Okay.
Consider I have to think of that on the fly.
Got it. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you're telling that story, describing your parents. What do you remember of them? Because it's not a lot. How old were you when you dropped off?
Uh,
4, 3.
5.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, shut up, Leah. For 7.
The yeah. So just that's happening. Yeah. Well, I mean, the first page is somewhat. It has that sort of slightly. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask. Everything seems to be working. Everything sort of goes has a quick conversation with the goblin who kind of appears over the side. Yeah, that's okay. Articulate. Um, and well, I mean, there's a fully functioning kitchen downstairs, so I feel sure that you wants to cook that for the evening meal, then that could be an unexpected
I'm going to volunteer.
bonus.
Hope's going to volunteer themselves and Cole.
To cook.
Valenia's
Right,
now
okay.
Valenia's now on the lookout for more sky salmon. Now she knows what they look like and how big they are.
Make a nature check for me.
Nature. There we go. 21.
Oh, God.
Okay. You have never heard of sky salmon before in your life. You are pretty damn sure that they do not naturally exist.
Valenia is no longer
And
going
you're,
to be looking for sky salmon.
but there was something that the first mate said, something about cloud giant kingdoms in the sky. So possibly there's some alternative biome
There's
that
an
you've just
alternative way that
never encountered or heard of. You've encountered cloud giants before. You know the cloud giants can walk and move on and in the clouds as if they're solid ground.
yeah.
Maybe.
You know what?
Close.
I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I I'm gonna put this down to a fluke.
Well, you're gonna challenge Darwin to do it again tomorrow.
I
Oh
might
no!
do.
What did I come back? What did I come back to?
Well, Hope and Cole have volunteered to prep the salmon for tonight's evening meal. And I think the conversation is now turning to seeing if you can do it again and provide for tomorrow as well.
Hope
Is
said,
Valenia saying this to Arwen?
Uh,
It's just
Or
part of
is-
general conversation. Is
yeah, just
as
general.
Okay.
the afternoon moves on. Yeah.
Arwen is just going to shoot back a comment like, well, do you want it to get stuck in the propellers again? I think it's probably best if I don't try that again. I'd rather not get sent down near to my death. I would rather not nearly die trying to untangle.
Wait, you know what? It's good enough.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. Right. Unless there's anything in particular you want to carry on in terms of sort of doing or sort of or turn your attentions to, the rest of the afternoon and the early evening proceed. You begin to do the sort of cooking and prepping and
Hope's going to look at the sky salmon
Mhm.
and go and sort of go, I've not seen one of these in a long time.
Could you also make a nature check for me?
This is when the nature domain fails.
Mhm. Yeah, looks like a perfectly ordinary. Yeah. Oh, wow, yeah.
I was going to do
Amazing.
this anyway as a
Yeah.
as a trolling.
Could you also do a survival check for me as well, please?
You keep
You'll thank me in a minute. Okay. The sky salmon has actually been already gutted and looks to have been lightly cured. You find sort of little fragments of salt inside that looks like it's been used to dry and gently cure it. Yeah, someone's done quite a good job of prepping this as something that could then be
obviously Hope's not going to show anyone this.
Hmm.
Hope's going to be like, Arwen, your catching skills are phenomenal.
Thank you.
I am. These sky salmon are incredibly rare to catch.
Yes, well, I suppose that is the blessing from the deities, as it were.
Yes, the sovereign host must have been watching over you. I mean, in all my time, I've not heard of anyone catching these in recent years. It's amazing.
Yes.
Well done.
Yes, well, we can thank Aladra for the luck that it took to
Then
catch one of
We
these.
will bless this beast in the name of Aladra. And everyone, you should be very proud of Arwen right now. They have. He's caught a rare specimen. They normally form groups
Mhm.
and stay low
Yeah.
in the clouds.
Mhm. And one of the sort of one of the midshipmen sort of stopped and it very quickly sort of took to the wind.
Yes, we. I love myself. Yeah, everyone, give it up for Saint Arwen.
I'm not a saint. I'm just a cleric.
Of the sky salmon. Wow, we must
not a
tell the church.
I'm just a cleric. I'm not a
I'm
saint.
finishing. Please give it up for Saint Arwen, the Sky Salmon Slasher.
Please, can we not have this be my official name?
Well, you need one. I mean, I'm a bench slayer.
At least you've slayed something alive, Arwen.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Please, it was Aladra who did the blessing. I am merely just a cleric carrying out the sovereign host's will.
I'm just gonna be like, well, Arwen, it looks delicious.
Thank you. Cannot hear you, Tim.
Tim, I think you're muted. That'll explain why I seen you moving and couldn't hear you. No.
I don't think your mic's picking you up on Discord at all.
Joe,
You're not lighting up.
are you going through Tim's? Not if you're going through Tim's. Can they hear us? They can hear us.
I don't know.
It wouldn't be it wouldn't be DDC if there wasn't a technical issue.
Try leave the call and come back in again.
Yeah,
because sometimes leaving Discord and popping in will fix the mic. The fish was too much.
Yeah.
You could say
Oh.
Yeah, I can hear you.
There
we go. We can hear you again.
Hey.
You could say Discord haddock enough.
It certainly did something. It quite what? No idea. Anyway,
As I said, it was having a fishing call. Fishing, Arwen fishing, call connecting.
oh.
Oh.
Anyway,
Please don't hate us.
So, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay, so Pope is going to do a fish pie with creamy mashed potato as the top.
Yeah.
And then going to do baked vegetables.
Yeah, fine, no problem with that at all. The galley is well equipped, plenty of provisioning, and the kind of cook sort of teaches you because it's an interesting sort of Canis sort of device that basically, effectively, it's an oven. It's an electric oven. It doesn't require fire. It actually sort of through the magic heats and warms and has several hobs and things like that. Even has sort of a compartment that's big on the inside for keeping colder things cold, things like that.
Do they also have any ingredients to do a cake?
Oh yeah, they've got eggs, flour, milk.
Hope is going to also bake a large tray of brownies.
Yeah, no problem. You're not under any time pressure or anything else like that. It's nothing you've not done before. Plus, you've got the cook here to help out with stuff and get you the ingredients and stuff and give you access and to show you how to if the controls are unfamiliar to say, oh, there's the control bit for it and here's where the wooden spoons are.
For drinks, Hope is going to collect up the fruit that we've got.
Yeah.
And do various different fruit juices.
Okay, it's more fun. Do a survival check. This is one of those kind of quality control ones, I suppose. Whether it's okay, or mind blowing.
Could I do this with advantage because I've got the cook helping me?
Yeah.
Oh,
just as well. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's good, hearty food, filling. The cakes are fine. It's not sort of elevated, fine, fancy, but it's good, solid, proper food. Good sort of crowd pleasing it's rather than being sort
Gourmet.
of high end gourmet food. Yeah. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, everyone is very well fed. And the ship continues on through the evening, through the night, carrying on its way.
I'm going to also stay behind in the kitchen and clean up by. Well, Hope's going to clean up by themselves.
Yeah,
Just tell everyone to fuck off and let them just
battle
clean
around.
it, and then
Okay.
play D&D for the fantasy. No, I like to play D&D because it gives me
For the wholesome homemaking.
wholesome homemaking, which I can't do in real life because I'm in pain.
Hey, Cole. Means he wants time alone. He goes up onto the forecastle to just kind of watch the world go by. Doesn't need as much sleep as everyone else, so that's fine. Sort of goes into sort of low power sort of.
Before Cole does that, Hope's going to ask Cole to sort of like carefully wind up like their skis and like put like their knitting stuff away in their bag.
Yeah, happy to do that. That's not a problem. Are
How do you
you
spell schemes?
SK?
It's
SKEIN.
keen.
Yes, Keen.
It's very keen.
Hey,
Um,
listen,
are you setting any watches? Are you doing anything for the night, or are you just sort of just going to enjoy the
maybe that's what Leatherface uses to make his furniture.
Ed
It's
Skeen?
Skeen. Where's Gowrie to hear this joke?
Fortunately, no one here. Um,
You didn't say that out loud.
the so I'm guessing from lack of answers, you're just
I'm
getting
not.
settled into the
Yeah, I'm
evening.
just
And
Yeah.
settling in, and I'm just.
Mm-hmm.
okay, that is fine. That is not a
I
problem.
would think that the ship has its own sort of lookouts.
Yeah, yeah, they've got their own sort of um, those sort of plans and things for that. There are you sort of settle into your cabins and sort of settle down for the night. There's the usual kind of creaks and groans of the timbers and sort of all the the usual sort of sound that you remember from sort of when you've travelled on it before, or in similar ships before. Um, and a general quiet evening goes by. Yeah, you just end usually. You to sort of sleep with your various degrees of normal sort of amount of time to sort of pray or to prep or to research or to sort of get your head down and get some sleeping in. Um, and the countryside continues to roll beneath the hull as you go. Come the morning, and the sort of clattering sort of iron pots and pans of the cook sort of getting the porridge on and getting stuff ready. Those of you who kind of peer out of your windows um, see that the landscape is fairly whizzing past. You picked up some speed during the night, and you're starting to see kind of small clumps of buildings, farm buildings, um, patches of open ground, smaller roads, smaller sort of settlements, sort of below as you're travelling past. Um, Nothing else really sort of flying sort of same sort of levels of things as everyone else. You seem to have the skies to yourself at this time. Um, and uh, as you kind of peer through ahead, you're sort of starting to see ahead the uh, you think you can see the borders ahead from what you remember sort of from travelling by the lightning rails and sort of across these ways. It's further east from where you have been, but it's that from what you remember sort of seeing the maps as you've been doing your travelling. The um, ship, the crew just carries on bustling around, not really doing much. The captain announces probably be sort of arriving sort of mid late afternoon. Very good time. Got some good headwinds and sort of helped us along our way.
Good afternoon, was that?
Mid afternoon, happens to be there. He says, yes, welcome to Throne, land of the Silver Flame. Yeah, white bunch, look out for each other. Nice enough place to sort of for a lot of people. But obviously they sort of quite quite precise with their kind of with rules and stuff like that. So you guys are the only cargo, other than my normal runs on this. I've got paper for other bits and pieces. Passengers. So I've already covered the tolls and tokens for that in what I've charged for the charter. But we're going to be moving on. So yes, you don't need to sort of fill out half the permits I'd normally need for transport. You're fine. When we get to Flame Key, I'll it'll take about a day or so for us to offload the cargoes that I need to drop off. If the merchant I'm expecting to meet is ready, that's fine. If they're a bit later, that might stretch us out for another day or so. So count maybe a day or so for us to be in Flame Keep, a day or two. I know you said you wanted to have a bit of a look around, so if we do some sightseeing, touring, then yeah, might as well take advantage of the option. Yeah, I'll let you go. Let you fine folks get on with your breakfast. Yeah, go back upstairs and leave the old tuna. Um, got, do you reckon about 5 hours, 6 hours or so before you're sort of really near the capital. Looking down below, the countryside is much the same as any you've travelled through Almdare and well, not so much Brelham so much because you're up in the mountains there, but the same sort of plains, the sort of the forests, the woods rather than grand forests. Um, you see rivers. It's yeah, beautiful spot here, and with your experienced eye, you can see old battlefields. You can see sort of areas where there are townships that have fallen to rack and ruin and abandoned, but they're not sort of the blasted sort of experience that you've had when you were travelling south. Um, the architectural style, um, as you're getting more now into the sort of the heartlands of Thrain, you're seeing a lot more kind of timber and plaster framed um, rather than stone constructions. Um, you're seeing, for example, a couple of the villages that you fly over, rather than being sort of what you're used to, which is a series of general buildings and maybe shrines attached to them. You're noting that each of um, the settlements that you're passing over tends to have a grander um, chapel, cathedral, place of worship that seems to be the focus of each of those locations. And you see pennants flying that has the sigil of the silver flame, silver stylized flame against a deep blue background. Oh. Any preparations you want to be doing, or anything you want to be doing for those couple of hours while you?
Hope it's going to be meditating for like fun.
Yeah.
Valenia's just sort of taking in things as we get closer.
Yeah.
Just sort of getting a lay of the land and just watching as as the world goes by more than anything. Yeah, that's what I just dropped off the table onto my leg.
Oh, ow.
Oh, I can't see it.
Pair of clippers.
No.
Fair enough. Thorin, anyone else?
I'm gonna have a look at all the nuts that I've gathered around the winter's night. We'll also see if there's any notes or updates from Faye and Kakana from any research they've done on the information that they could find out either on the winter's night or routes as to where Hope we may need to go for Hope.
No, I mean it's only been a few days,
Hmm.
so you're not sort of really. You're probably sort of expecting a bit much to have anything immediately back at the moment. Yeah, no, that's fine. It was just all is quiet.
Mm. That worries me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Mm.
No, okay. Thing again, doing well here. Keep clicking. I've got my icons for Firefox and Chrome right next to each other, and I keep clicking the Firefox token instead of the Chrome one to switch between that. So the ship, without any trouble whatsoever, begins to slow as you're approaching the outside. Flamekeep is a grand city, easily dwarfing the um, the size of Fairhaven. It has strong walls that are practically glowing in the sunlight, sort of limestone and granite and all sorts of sort of bits and pieces, sigils marked into them, protective magics. Um, the whole place uh, has a strange mix of military bearing in terms of crenellations, defensive works, and defensive rings, or sort of in terms of sort of subdividing the city as you're flying over it.
Is it more? Is it
And
more sort of like in the keeping of like say old German castles?
it's that sort of kind of ring defences, streets that you've got main thoroughfares, but they also very deliberately have turns put into them so that kind of invading forces get broken
Yeah.
up or can't really get up a good head of speed. Um, and everywhere, as you're going over, you can hear the sort of sound of bells, um, sort of ringing out for worship. Um, place is peaceful, but there are lots of certainly in the main areas, sort of sort of low enough to sort of start to make out that there are sort of in various clusters, sort of large sort of barrack areas still um, within the place. There seems to be also a difference between the uh, the kind of the civic defences, but also attached to the places of worship. There are also um, what look like barracks and training grounds and things as well. And this is something you've encountered the Inquisition of the Holy Flame, with the Inquisitor that you met, Inquisitor Roas, that you met sort of when you were travelling previously. And very much the same iconography being seen sort of on banners furled down, sort of down big tall walls. There are several Skydock locations, and your ship goes towards one of the smaller ones, um, being a more of an independent um, clipper to style ship. That sort of is what they're more involved in. And if you want to take your sort of positions up on, to watch as you're coming into the dock, you can. They're sort of very similar construction to the one that you've had built at Newhall, at Newhold, and that you've also sort of experienced as you've been flying in and out of Fairhaven. Um, this particular one's got about 7 or 8 berths. Some of them are sort of got several ships attached to them. Um, Others are about the single one you're docking is just about big enough to sort of take in, so the ship can come in alongside rather than having to be off and then having to offload on smaller boats to and from. And the kind of the precision and skill is quite a wonder to watch, really, as sort of the captain at the helm, backed up by sort of the person on the wheel at the back, are able to kind of sort of skew the ship round and via sort of, sort of avoid sort of various sort of cables that are trailing at strange angles and things latched to other things. And sort of the wider sort of sails and things kind of furl in and sort of concertina in on themselves, sort of reduce the sort of the profile of the ship. Um, and it's purely just sort of on the sort of the almost the banked fire of the elemental itself that just comes in for those last sort of 50 yards, 25 yards, 20 yards. Then you're down to sort of, sort of 50 foot, 10 foot. And it sort of just glides and sort of just very steadily comes up alongside, and um sort of the ropes are cast out and they're sort of very quickly sort of get it secured. Just hanging there neutrally, and they sort of get across a couple of sort of more rigid bars to sort of place down sort of on the ship and then to the
You
block
say
itself.
midget bars.
Rigid bars. I mean, yes, they are small, but they're not that small.
Right.
Morgan making their own jokes again. No, they are not Arwen sized. No.
Oh, Arwen's just a halfling. It's not a gnome.
I don't know if that would be insulting to a halfling.
What was I going to say? Yeah. So yes, Leeson sort of said basically as soon as they got they got the game plan downstairs. Well, we're going to be busy for a good few hours, just sort of getting everything sort of set in stone and everything else like that. First mate's already sort of straight down the game plank and sort of talking to some sort of official who has appeared with sort of large sort of notebooks and sort of gaggle of people, and some sort of conversation and exchange of coins seems to be taking place. And says, "Yeah, if you want to check in with us, I don't know, so say check in with us, say lunchtime tomorrow, and let you know how we're doing."
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he sort of says to Hope, I hope you find what you're looking for. Otherwise, we'll press on and carry on with carry on at Corth. But yeah, just he sort of trails off, sort of not really sort of knowing where to go with the conversation from there. Sort of, that's sort of in the face of you all kind of looking at him with that sort of thank you for getting us here sort of thing.
I would say good luck finding more sky salmon.
May
Right.
Aladra guide you.
Yeah, yeah. And so by dint of sort of carrying across and getting into a large escalator that pulls you down, down to the ground level in this building here that should just be appearing on the screen for you. You are without really any drama, any fanfare, able to find yourselves. There we go. Stepping out onto the flagstones of the pavements, and you've got sort of various sort of merchants sort of loading and offloading. A small square, small park, sort of smells and sights of Flamekeep opening up before you. We have a quick sort of bio break at that point.
I think that's a good point to have a break.
Yeah.
Okay. Something like that. Well, that we can do as well.
Okie dokie. Right, we'll be back in 10-15 minutes. Go and grab yourself some food and drink and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And yes, we will stretch our legs and grab drinks.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Does help. Okay, that's not going to work. I'm going to do the thing, and I'm on. It's yeah.
Are we on? Be right back.
Oh, fine.
nicely slow, impactful meaning.
Hi everybody. As you may have guessed, there are ADHD moments going on behind the scenes.
Hi. We're just having a nodding tutorial.
Yeah. You need to be really good at things.
Anyway,
At least Tim's camera's working.
yeah. It's very actually on the pavement rather than being out in the middle of the road.
We get to play things. We all get right over.
Yeah. This would not surprise me. So yes, you have arrived in Flinky, the incredibly large, incredibly bustling centre of not just the nation of Thrain, but the religion known as the Silver Flame, which is largely focused around uplifting those who need protection, protecting the common man, and holding back the forces of evil as an active process rather than enduring the slings and arrows of what the world throws at you. A crusading Templar style sort of society. There's maybe another way of looking at it. Not universally popular in a lot of places, and certainly very different as a culture to what you have grown up in or experienced largely. With the sovereign host as a more of a pantheon of deities that you propitiate and acknowledge and worship in the various aspects as your lives touch into their various areas. The Silver Flame is much more monotheistic approach. Not that you'd really know it from looking at most people, because you've got the same mix of humans, half elves, dragonborn, warforged, a couple of gnomes, sort of in the nearby park, halflings driving some of the carts coming through the area. You can see signposts pointing out various directions towards sort of the nearby merchants, towards the nearest house in Jarasco, towards bars. There's others sort of pointing out different sort of districts and sort of civic buildings and things like that. I suppose really the question is, what do you want to do?
Should we find somewhere to sleep for the night?
I think that's a good first call.
Okay, not a problem. How are you going to go about that?
Kermit just pops back to the camp and goes, any good places to stay?
Yeah, there's a golden dragon down the way. Most travellers go there first.
I suppose it's something that we're already used to. So, shall we
Yeah.
head down that way?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean it's literally 5 minutes walk down the street. The familiar sign, the familiar sort of colours and uh, and flags that you've come to expect. Halflings, the halflings sort of on the desk, sort of sees you all coming in and takes your names and gold piece each a night. If you want breakfast in the morning, that'll be 3 silver each.
Yeah,
I'm
sign
just,
me up for breakfast.
I'm just gonna put down. I'm just gonna put down a platinum.
Thank you very much. Would you like a communal room, or would you like split rooms? There's no major festivals on at the moment, so we're actually not too bad. So we could, if you want individuals, we could even accommodate that.
And any adjoining rooms or?
Let me just have a quick look. Do you want to make a persuasion roll?
I'd take off 2 gold.
No, I've paid for all of us.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes, if I could find my character sheet, there it is. Persuasion was it?
Yes, please.
You see, character sheets are normally on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I'd lost it. Oh no, that's a no then. That's a nat one.
I'll see what I can do, and he then hands out sort of. Well, you haven't actually fully answered the questions yet. So, is there anyone who wants to be rooming together?
Colin Hope.
Okay.
I'm not worried about who if anybody wants to room with me, but I know Foreign snores, so
I would not mind sharing with, but I would rather share with or not offense.
It's fine.
So one double and
2 singles.
2 singles so far.
It's I thought
Valenia will
says
go
two.
on her own as well.
3
Then.
singles. Yeah. So 1 double and 3 singles.
Unless Howard was sharing with somebody.
Oh no, 4 singles.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
I am
4, 5,
I am
6.
fine with whatever everyone. Although if we do have
6. Yeah, 4.
might
Yeah.
work out slightly cheaper, but I am fine with single if everyone.
Well, you might get a good night's sleep, Arwen.
Okay. Yeah. So that's fine. Gives you keys to the room. Double for you and Cole. Everyone else single rooms. I mean, they're simple enough locks, but they're they're not actually. He sort of says if you could just let us know when you come back in. There'll always be someone on the desk.
I'm gonna ask the person.
Hmm.
Do you possibly have any directory books at all for the people living here?
Directory books. What do you mean?
Like any information on the citizens?
I don't know. There's a lot of people here, so we probably wouldn't have it here. But the 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 newest town halls is probably, and the archives they've got, probably the district's got its own town hall. That'd probably be a good place to start. Was there? Do you know what district your friend is in? Assume you're looking for a friend, or
trying to find my parents.
oh do you know? Do you know where they? Did you know roughly what district they live in, or?
No.
Okay. Well, oh yeah. I mean, we'll do it. He sort of gets out a small brochure, and sort of saying here's a little local map, fold out a little pamphlet, and he sort of um gets a pencil. And he kind of draws a circle around one bit. Well, it's where we are. Um. Didn't quite catch. Is it that they do live in the area, or they did live in the area?
They did live in
They
the
did
area.
live. Right. Okay. Town hall's over here. Just go around there. Possibly they might push you onto some of the archives, depending on how long ago it was.
What time is it at the moment?
At the moment, it's about 1 in the afternoon. But the library's over here. I suppose you could try the newspapers. Might be something might be something in the papers. The Flamekeep Digest have got offices there, and you sort of scribbles found on another one there. As I can't think of off the top of my head.
You know anyone with the last name Norvrand?
What's again?
Norvrand.
How's that spelled, please?
Norvrand.
Yeah. North. I don't. I think probably your best bet is going to be starting at the district house and see where they can point you. Do you know? Did they have any kind of business? Were they part of any particular church? Were they?
My father was a. I hate this word. Uh, he ran an apothecary.
Okay. Um,
I don't know what that sort of person would be called.
apothecarist or a
They
pharmacist.
just called a pharmacist or an apothecary.
Um,
And my
I
mum.
mean, I suppose you could try the alchemist skill. They might have a. They even offered that, or possibly have Carrasco. They might have a record. Carrasco. I mean, there's Carrasco. There's probably. I suppose if you go to one of the bigger ones, they can probably sort of. They'll either have records or they'll be able to put in the direction of someone who does. But I thought if they're working with medicines, Carrasco is probably who they'd be affiliated with. And again, he's sort of mixed around those. Probably, I'd say go for that one. It's like they act as a clearinghouse, so most of the stuff, so they'll have records and stuff. And it depends how far back you go in, but that's probably a good place. House Glasgow, they have, between them and the alchemist. But if it's more medicine, yeah, Glasgow, definitely Glasgow.
Okay. Hope throws
Folds the pamphlet back up and sort of gives it to you. And...
Hope throws down another platinum onto the desk.
Oh.
And just says, thank you.
Thank you. There's.
Would you guys mind if you waited here? I want to go and do this by myself for a bit, and I'll be back.
That's okay. At which point I pull out something external. I go, please take this with you in case you need us. I'll have the other one.
Do I
And
pocket my?
So what you do is you hold it when you want to use it. You speak to it. It sort of looks like, actually they were depicted in the
Yeah.
in the Dungeons and Dragons film.
yeah,
It actually has a carving of a face in it.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
okay.
it's not a
basically
link pearl.
Yeah.
I thought you pulled it in your ear.
No, that's a link pearl from 14.
That's what you started laughing. Hope's gonna give Cole a hug and a kiss.
Okay.
And just be like,
Where you gonna start?
I'm gonna start with Jurassic.
Okay.
I'm going to say before
want to
Hope sets off, Arwen's just go, don't do anything stupid and don't die.
Well, Hope will take Cole
Okay.
in a fight. Actually, let me have a look at Cole's strength. No! Cole will
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
He'll step on you, will he?
Hope's got a strength of 8 against Cole's 14.
So is Hope taking Cole?
Yeah. Yeah, Norbrand is their last name.
Okay.
I kind of stole that from 14.
Okay, fair enough.
Didn't notice Morgan.
So I'm rewriting something. It's fine. Okay. Fixing that in my head now. Okay, yeah, so yeah, you and Cole, you've got the pamphlet. We're gonna go, you've got to do that. You reckon it's gonna take you about 15-20 minutes to get to the House Tarasco compound that's been identified. Circle around to you in a minute. Following Turner, Arwen, Valenia. What are you going to do? Obviously, you've had a chance to stow your stuff in the rooms. Obviously, you've overheard this exchange because you've all been in the foyer while it's going on.
Valenia's just gonna have a bit of a. I'd say just get a bit of a lay of the land. More than anything. Not really going off far exploring, but yeah. More just wants to have a look at different stuff around compared to the city.
Okay, All right. Is there any particular focus to what you're looking for, looking at?
No, I'd say more sort of like touristy bimbling.
Okay. And again, the receptionist, telling, because as well, if you want to walk about, I'll give you, offers you another one of these fold-out pamphlets, general sort of district map. Yeah, it's not highly detailed, but at least they identify like the main roads and things like that, and the big landmarks and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want, if you want to have a general sightsee, obviously there's the Sky Docks, are an amazing thing to watch. Plenty of parklands, formal gardens. Obviously the cathedral's just half an hour away. If you just go down the main alley there, down the main avenue there.
You
The
keep pointing
market.
at me, and I'm like, is my name Avenue now?
Um, there's the nearest market, the Valetown Market is if you take the first right and keep going for about 10 minutes. Big market square, lots of lots of always busy, always stuff going on. Plenty of bars in the area as well. Um, so yeah, that'd be fine. Um,
Anybody else? Anybody else?
um,
Words.
um,
Does anybody
Uh,
else want to come with you?
yes, that. Thank you. I was just like, my brain just literally backfired completely.
Yeah,
Um,
go on then. I'll tag along.
Yes, I see no harm.
We could always call
Yeah.
by the cathedral if you want, Arwen.
Arwen's eyes, you just see it light up as he's like kind of like like when you like do like the little giddy like hand claps.
Yeah.
That's kind of Arwen right now.
Oh, bless him.
bless. Okay. Um, so you toddle off generally toward the market and associated areas, and yes, there's people sort of off in that general direction. So you're heading off that way. Yourself and Cole, your the route's actually fairly clear to follow through them. The pamphlet's easy enough. Um,
I've just got an image of like Hope and Cole looking at this map, going,
looking up, saying, "Oh, hang on, that tower. If that tower's there, that's wow, that is tall." There's people sort of move around them and sort of get out their way, or sort of people taunt as they're moving slowly along the pavement, sort of thing. Um,
why
uh,
have I got an image of like the coconut thing that they use in Monty Python for the I've just got an image of that for like as Hope's walking.
bless. Yeah, I mean, you're getting a fair share of quizzical looks. You're an unusual couple. Um, anyway, and then the fact they've also got the horns are far more spirally than most tieflings. Oh, and then there's the wings. Um, yeah, you're
There's also
it's sort of that mix of people sort of watching and sort of out of
there's also the
curiosity.
aberrant dragon mark, the burns.
A lot of those are covered with your clothing, but yeah, it's very much that sort of combined sort of. It's not worry. There's maybe a little concern with that sort of because I think looking around, you don't see a lot of tieflings. Um,
It's got an image of Hope seeing a tugger.
yeah, not a lot of tieflings. Um, no one gives you any grief. No one sort of challenges or sort of there's no name calling. There's no shunning. No one being rude or anything else like that. But just aware that there's sort of comments and sort of "Oh, go off to sort of thing. And Cole sort of is kind of relaxed into that loose-limbed sort of like he'll eat the first person who comes anywhere near the pair of you. Sort of, yeah, he's not, no, not drawn any weapons, but it just.
I've just got an image of Cole being like a Warforged version of Daemon Targaryen.
there's a combination of images. And you make your way without any great issue to the the compound marked with House Tarasco and a couple of guards outside. There's a a general sort of open courtyard with some various sort of dignitaries, various bureaucrats and people, and there's sort of merchants coming in and out. And what do I do?
Hopefully, up to one of the guards.
Yeah.
Put on their most politest smile
Mm-hmm.
and just go, "Hello, I'm trying to get some information about my father. He was a pharmacist, alchemist, and I was told that this would probably be one of the best places to find information."
Right. Sounds.
Sorry, I started running out of air then, so I kind of just.
It sounds like records. House of Records would be best place. Okay, if you go across the courtyard, through the doors, take the first door on the right, just knock, and the librarian in there, I'm sure, would be able to help you.
Thank you. What's your name?
Stefan.
What's your last name?
Oh, Wolf.
Why would you even need to know?
I was going to go with Stefan Cole, but that's just yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't call.
Morgan does this every time. It's like, what's his character's name?
Okay.
Blah 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 blah. What's his last name?
What's his backstory? Thank you.
What's his favourite colour?
Hope's going to look at the other guard, nod, and sort of like drag Cole behind them.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you're not challenged. It's a big open. It's a public square. So it's public, but it's open to the public. Except for sort of there's people working or sort of meetings going on. But up the marble steps into the sort of fine art sort of. It's not ostentatious in that sort of everything gilded and highly decorated, but it's really good quality and
Is
very
it
fun.
architecture form?
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to look up and go.
It does very discreetly. The House Carrasco sigils sort of just so you can't help but notice.
Hope's going to put on their hoof covering so they're not just clomping through the hall,
Okay, fair enough.
and then knock on the door.
The peeves sort of. Yes, come in.
Hope's going to open the door very gently and sort of like poke the head and go, "Are you the librarian?"
Yes. And what do you want?
Hope just walks in fully and goes,
Yeah, the room beyond is got this sort of big broad desk there, and he's got various sort of tomes sort of on a sort of inclined on the shelf. Slightly for ease of access. A number of sort of crystals, sort of scattered to one side, sort of in a like a tray, and behind him just like rows and rows and rows of books and scrolls and tablets of various descriptions, all sort of leading off into a surprisingly large space behind him. And he's got like a big ledger in front of him, and sort of he looks like he's sort of being he's got like a trolley next to him of various bits and pieces. It looks like he'd be sort of tallying off sort of stuff that's coming. Yes, I'm the librarian. This is the archives. What do you want?
"I'm hoping that you have some archives of people who may have done business within House Drasco about 18 years ago."
Okay, was it this district or was it all?
I don't know which district.
Okay, fine. 18 years ago. Oh, okay.
I have a name.
That helps.
Stefan Northland.
Stefan Northland.
He
That's
was
not on my mental list of war criminals, so off to a good start. Okay. Northland. Right. Take a seat. I'll go see what I can find. There's all the simple couple of chairs and a bench, couple of benches, and He's already turned and walked off.
Hope sits down and starts like fiddling with like the rings in their finger and just twitching very nervously.
Okay. Who's
Do they have flying fish?
No, do they have Fly Fishing by J.R. Hartley?
Yeah, Hartley.
I need to pick up. I need to see if they have anything about like air fishing.
Oh, don't even go. Yeah.
He's gone for about 5 minutes. You can make a perception check. Okay. You think he must have gone to another room because you recall hearing a door somewhat off the distance. And you hear again a door sort of not being slammed but closed firmly, and sort of the sound of things. The individual is a gnome, by the way, so it takes him a little while to he's got a book that's almost as big as he is. Which is, right. Northrand. How do you spell it?
NOR.
Yep.
VR.
Yep.
AND.
Northrand. No S.
There could be an S.
18 years ago.
Yeah, Stefan is spelled with 2 F's.
What do you want to know?
It's my dad.
But what do you want to know?
I just want to know where he is.
Well, I can't tell you that. I don't know where he is. I haven't been seen in 18 years.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. He left Larry Rowe, and there's actually quite a large bit has to be said from Tim. Has never been settled. If you're next of kin and wanted to make a gesture of insurance, carry the
Plus a librarian.
Plus processing fees. 400 gold will clear the debt, and then I can give you the lot. I can give you the address where the deliveries were made.
Fuck it, that'd be. How many pattern pieces would that be?
Okay.
How many pattern pieces?
The fact that there's a debt.
That's
Is this the
concerning.
moment when is this the moment when Hope wishes Foreign was with them? It'd be like, Foreign? Be like, there you go.
Oh, so has Thorin become a sugar daddy?
I mean, needs must and all.
Hope just gives him over a pouch of gold. 400.
What if pulls out a drawer? Put it in there. Fine. It was in the Haydon district on Tara Road. And he basically sort of writes let's scribble down. Wolverines, the general merchant who had a sideline in selling on potions, brewing their own. She never got very far because, of course, they were inferior to House Carrasco's product. Yes, had a house, a warehouse, and workshop at this address.
District was it, Ken?
The Harkon, Harkon. And said, peering into his book. Yes, yeah. Stefan and Donna, first name May Luma, married. So they gave us sort of bits and pieces on that. But yes, no, they were regular customers for a while. obviously it was the war, so they'll have to take for some of the stuff they act for the reseller. I understand there was a bit of unpleasantness, but I haven't got any record of that. Fuck, I've just got the commercial records. But yeah. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
You're still here.
Just sort of just stands up, like takes a bit of paper and just walks out with Cole.
Have a nice day.
You too.
I'm still behind you.
Okay.
In the corridor, people
How
going back and forth.
far away is the address from where we are?
If you're walking, to be honest, you don't know the area well enough. It's not shown. It's not within this district. It's not appearing on the pamphlet that you've got.
Hope's gonna poke their head back into the library and just go, "You don't happen to have a map?"
What? I've got lots of maps. What's the map?
Well, I'd like a map from here to this address.
Do I look like a tourist board? Go down the street. Tourist information.
I'll give you 50 gold.
Make persuasion.
18?
Fine. Give me a moment.
It's almost like I know how to.
Stop.
Right, so that's 5 platinum pieces.
Another slammed door.
It's almost like I know how to piss off librarians.
Hear the door slam again.
Stop.
And he has brought with him a little sort of large wallet. Right. Yes, I've got a spare. Can I put those? Right. He folds out this bigger map. It's much more. It's much more generalised, but it's of the wider city. And again, it's very much a major landmarks and the major temples and very discreetly the locations of all the House Jurassico outlets. And some of the public transport hubs and things like that. Right. You are looking for, and so basically the district you're in is sort of around the northwestern edge. The Harkon district is to the southwest. And he says, right, if you're walking, you're probably looking at hour and a half walk. I'll get you there. It might be quicker if you find sort of one of the buses heading that way. I'll cut that down to about 40 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Fine.
I can call leave again. Hope lays the map out on the marble flooring.
Mm-hmm.
Gets out one of their knitting, gets out a quill.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like marks where the thingy is, marks where we need to go, and goes, Cole, how do you feel about flying?
Oh no. Oh dear God.
Is Cole going to come back with a few more dings in him?
If you're carrying him, you'll be going about half speed.
Okay, we'll walk.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've got to stretch the legs. Good way of getting to learn the streets.
Hope kind of like holds out their hands, like their hand, like, and she wants to hold hands.
Gonna be all cute.
Yeah. Let's go see where you grew up.
Hope gives him a little kiss on the cheek and just goes, "Let's go." Gonna use a sending stone.
Yeah.
And say, found. It's
How many? Somebody quickly look up sending. It's something like 20 or 15.
25.
25.
Okay. What's the message? So suddenly, so you hear in your voice.
Found address of parents in Harcon district. Going now with Cole. If needed help, I send again. Love, Hope. Kiss.
So you hear this voice in your head.
Actually,
It was
it's
just
gonna
a
be Love, Hope.
pause. It was just a pause and love, hope, pause, kiss.
I just want to imagine Hope is actually saying the word kiss instead of
Yeah.
actually kissing.
Hope is just gonna say the word kiss.
You get some very strange. Again, people just going, walking in and out path.
I kind of go.
In terms of the time elapsed, you've just about got to I suppose edge of a square sort of area where there's a pub on the corner. Sort of, yeah, you got that. Yeah. So yeah, you're just outside a pub.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything. Yeah.
So I kind of go, right, just had a message from Hope. Apparently, found where she grew up and is off to check it with Cole.
You've still got command to carry anything you can make a response.
Yeah, I know. So I'll respond back and go, thank you for the update. Glad you have found some useful information. Can't wait to hear more when you get back. Love from us all.
Right, Hope going. No fucking kiss.
Just to say, like, what? No kiss on the end.
Okay. Looks like you make your way.
Go back to the other group.
Yeah. So, okay. So yeah, again, similar sort of experience. You're certainly a more mismatched group of individuals, but not actually for you actually got quite an international mix of people here. You're coming from the sky docks, you're on the way to the markets, and everything else like that. So you don't really stand out so much. But again, it's a combination of people. It's very much as opposed to people being merchants or travellers, it's very obvious that you are a group of adventurers. You have that sort of slightly more dangerous and eye for danger, and just the way you walk and the way you take in and risk assess as you're moving around. There's a few looks, a few sort of comments, maybe a few people who come across the road, maybe a bit of earth, but yeah, no problems. So as I said, you've just found a pub just on the edge of the district. The market is just off down the road. Cathedral's a little further on. What? Yeah. What you doing?
I suggested, Lauren, do we want to go into the pub?
Pub, yes.
Oh God, it's no pub stream.
I was just gonna kind of be quiet, but he's just kind of like, because I assume, like, obviously we're walking around stuff and like where the cathedral, he's gonna kind of like just kind of make like little noises and just kind of look over to the cathedral.
It's within line of sight.
Yeah, he's like a kid when they want to go to go to the sweet shop but doesn't want to say it to their parents. He's
And
kind of like
look
that right now.
And I look at Arwen and go, "Do you want to go to the cathedral?"
I am not a child, but yes.
Valenia just stands there and goes, "You know what? I want to have a bit more look around. Should we head over there, Arwen? We'll grab something to eat on the way."
Oh, at which point I go, "All right, then we'll come to the cathedral with you. It might be good."
We might even have
Sorry?
communion wine.
Please
And
do
I'm
not
like-
get drunk in the cathedral.
To which I pause and go, if there's booze, I'm in. I'll go and do
Once
a bit
again,
of culture first.
please, can we not get drunk in the cathedral? The last thing I want is the sovereign host seeing any of you naked.
Make a religion check, Arwen.
15?
Okay. You're saying that you suddenly remember it won't be a sovereign host place of worship. Silver Flame.
Ah.
So is it all
he-
right for me to
he's
get
gonna-
drunk?
He's gonna quickly correct himself. I still doubt any of the deities, whether or not would like to see you naked, though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we've got to leave our mark up here somehow.
Did we not leave enough damage last time?
Not
You've
yet.
been here before. No, you've not been banned from this place. So yeah, I mean, carrying on down the market, sort of, it's one of those things. You kind of the list of kind of opens up. You've got the cathedral. Think in terms of architecture. Um, uh, the grand basilicas. Think Florence, or think Venice rather. Think the Venetian Doge's Palace type, sort of marble and big, broad, wide steps and crowds of people in and out, and sort of the sound of prayer, smell of incense, and then sort of across the plaza, open up the other direction, kind of a parkland, and then beyond that, sort of the massive of the market and sort of the bustle and hustle of the markets over there. Very much this sort of mix of the mercantile and then um, the um, the church as the grand statement of that's really important here, sort of thing. And in terms of the architecture, it is Gothic architecture is basically the name of the game here. It's big, tall, soaring structures, flying buttresses, ornate stuff going on, crenellations along the top. Think Notre Dame. That'd probably be a better description.
Before or after the fire?
Wow.
It
Which
does-
fire are we talking about?
It has been freshly painted, and there are no obvious signs of works being done on it at this time. Big grand. There were sort of three large, sort of arched, pointed arch doorways through which the faithful flow in and flow out. There are guards in well maintained equipment, armor, and weaponry, standing guard and shepherding, looking alert, and sort of the dimness as your eyes sort of adjust and you sort of get closer, you start to make out more of the detail. Is again there's that kind of incredible vaulting inside that you don't really have anything like this in Aundair. Yeah, and indeed in many other places across the capital, across the continent of Corvair. It's a very different style of architecture, and um, right towards the far end, um, you can see like a mass of candles and torches. This massive bright light that kind of flickers and sort of almost sort of like waves of this candlelight sort of coming across sort of the ornate pillars and the sort of the arches along the nave, like a beating heart of flame at the far end of the building. There is there are choirs chanting. There are small groups being sort of taken from place to place. Some sort of um, some sort of catechism taking place in terms of formal sets of prayers of each of these groups as they're moving through the different, I think, stages of the cross. Those who've got a Catholic background, and it's very much an architecture designed to make you feel both small in the face of um, sort of all this sort of this glory and this power and this might, but at the same time you see lots of people supporting each other and directing each other, and also that kind of communal sense of a built and a shared experience. Does that make have I painted a
Yeah.
broad enough picture of what this is? I said it's very, very different from anything that you guys have ever encountered before. You're much more used to a sort of much more close and personal connection to your deities. It's the small shrines. It's that kind of familial sense of playing for the connections and things like that. But people seem happy. They seem to be intent in the place and in the purpose. And yeah, what do you want to do? To spend the time sort of observing, or
I think. Yeah, go on, Joe. Sorry.
Because I lean over and whisper to Thorin, isn't this where the sergeant at the guard asked you about Kakana?
And I'm like, well, this is like Silver Flame country, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is like his stomping ground, as it were.
I was just thinking, feeling mischievous, did we want to put and go, did he have any luck in finding what he was looking for?
And I'm like,
you did meet him after, and he and his forces sort of helped defend
Yeah.
Newhold.
yeah.
Did, yeah. But I
Yeah,
didn't
because
think.
after I sort of like politely sent him on his way, being like, everything's fine, I've got it under control, but by all means go to like Flower Town and get supplies.
Yeah. No, you did, that's right, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, how well
Sorry.
I managed to actually bullshit at the time, I don't know. But then obviously we vanished for 5 years.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of had to do the whole think on my feet bullshit a little bit. Do nothing to see here. It's fine, honest.
Yeah. I've got visions of what we do in the shadows in that very first scene with the police officer walking in. Yeah. Apologies. I then go, don't worry, it's fine. Brain was getting facts. And just
That's
go,
okay. All right. To be fair, we did sort of like disappear for a while. For us, it was only like a short period of time, but technically 5 years. So yeah,
true.
a lot's happened.
Yes. An awful lot has happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, just sort of spending time wandering there, or I mean, it's one of those things you could quite. There's lots of things to sort of see and do, or you can sit and watch, or you can move on to other places. Really,
If I remember correctly, because I have done digging and stuff like that for background, obviously. Because if I remember right, the Silver Flame and Silver Host, like they don't have like any bad blood. Like they respect you, don't they? Those two, if I remember correctly from what I've researched.
Oh yeah. There's no
Yeah,
there's no
yeah,
property.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because what I'll say is that Arwen's actually going to pay his respects
Okay.
as a cleric of the Sovereign Host. Even though he doesn't follow Silver Flame, he's still going to pay his respects whilst they're there.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
As like a way of paying respects, like then allowing him to be there, and also just paying his respects to the to the deities who watch over.
Make a religion check.
Religion. How religious am I?
Absolutely.
Very religious.
You even remember some of the sort of the words of their sort of common sort of prayers, and are able to sort of, well, if you want to, kind of blend in with one of these travelling groups as part of this kind of this motion of sort of acknowledging the stages of the of the kind of the underlying story, or of the, the events that kind of led to the form, the creation of the Silver Flame itself, right at the heart of the city, and the paladin who gave up their life to embody sort of the light against the darkness of the of the demon wastes and the demon lords doing the wars, um, um, and sort of be able to sort of make the appropriate noises. Stand up when you stand up, sit down. That sort of that comes fairly easy enough. Your oh, your uh, your ecumenical cross reading is more than sufficient for that. Whether anyone else wants to join you in on that is entirely up to them. I suspect probably not, but you never know.
I'm probably just going to be sort of quietly.
Kind of sit in the back, kind of feel a bit like. No.
I think Valenius
I'm
is
just
taking in the
probably-
architecture.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah, Arwen, absolutely wonderful moment. It's very much that thing of enjoying the spirituality of the moment and that kind of shared apprehension of the divine, and being able to sort of engage in that.
Bonnie, were you gonna say something?
Don't matter now.
Go on.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Fair enough. So you guys are doing that for the moment. You're still travelling, following the map, very much tourist mode. And the kind of the journey sort of starts to take you into more residential areas rather than sort of the more mercantile areas like that. And the the roads get sort of narrower. There's more alleyways. There's more sort of small businesses, more kind of blocks of flats. But there's also kind of more signs of places that are boarded up. The places that have been sort of look like they've been empty a while. There's more overgrown gardens. Um, there's um, there's places that you see that kind of repairs have been done more recently. They're sort of make a perception check. Okay. Nothing you can really put your finger on in terms of, but it just that you just see more places that are kind of more more patchworks of paint,
Okay.
more where there's sort of bits of some like railings that are sort of some bits that are newer than others, and uh, as you're kind of following the map, it's sort of it's starting to get sort of the people sort of out and about and around with it. It's sort of quieter, sparser, not so much foot traffic, um, and you sort of find yourself sort of getting um, where it sort of seems to what you're tending to get is sort of clumps of where you've got the kind of the model seems to be you'll have like a house within attached business premise.
Right.
and workshops, and you've got like a series of those. There's various other buildings that possibly warehousing, things like that. Lots of kind of small to medium size businesses, but a lot there's there's like a cluster as you're getting closer to the kind of the address that you've been given. Um, it's sort of like there's kind of like a stillness and a quietness, and you're hearing less signs of more general life. In terms of kids running around, you're still hearing sort of normal sort of bird life. And there's still sort of hear the clatter of carts. There's still people in there, but it's not as packed as it has been where you are. And there's just that sense of it being a bit more run down and a bit sort of like it's sort of not that it's on its last legs, but it's definitely seen better days. And there's a lot more places that are empty or that are boarded up. Um, but as you get to the kind of the address that you've been seeing, you can see um, it's all well. You've got to go with the kind of the living quarters like this single story. It's quite looks like it was quite nice. At some point, there's a garden attached. It looks like someone's made a bit of an effort to do. And then out the back of it, sort of, there's another building that's sort of at the same sort of level. There behind it, a much taller kind of warehouse style things on the same block, and that's looking. Well, you can't see any motion, anything on that at all. The house itself is looks like it's occupied. Windows are sort of windows maintained. You can see lights inside. Um, there's no name on the plate. Um, the doorstep is clean though. Uh, you sort of stood on the pavement. There's some cart rattles by.
Do I recognise the house?
Okay, history check. Do you remember the garden? It's a um it's sort of um the fencing's a bit more rickety
Right.
than you remember. Um there are and some well, plant life whatever, but there's a big old tree, tiny one, right in the middle. Looks dead now. And beneath and below it there's sort of large ornamental pool you remember swimming in. It's sort of round, about 10 foot across. Looks like it's been cleaned. Looks like it's maintained. You see a couple of doors leading onto it. One from the house, one from the. You think it was a workshop or something, and the doors and windows and both of those. So it's like if you've got the house here, the workshop here, you've got that corner of the block being the garden. It's good, sort of 20 by 50. There's a stretch cluster. This big old tree, but it's dead in the middle. And then behind the workshop, sort of large behind the house, is this much larger corner. You think it's kind of more the work. You think that's kind of where the business was. You know that would be sort of where people would come and go from. but it's really hazy. You were very young.
Hope's gonna walk up the path.
Okay. Well, the front door's actually straight on the pavement.
Okay, well, Hope's just gonna knock the door.
Okay. You hear a you hear movement, and then the lock bolt, and door opens, and this it's half elven man. Sort of opens the doors with quite busy to see. Yes, can I help you?
How old is he?
Late 30s, early 40s.
You're not Stefan, are you?
No. No. I'm Frederick. Frederick Howinson. Who are you?
I'm looking for my family, the Norbrands. It was their last name ever.
I mean, I've bought this house. I've been here. I've been here about 6-7 months. Place has been empty for ages. Bought it in auction. Been doing it up. In I've not even started on the other buildings. I'm just getting the house renovated at the moment. Northlands. It was sold by. I mean, I got this. It was auctioned by the local district. So I don't know.
This was my childhood home. So, and I'm trying to find my family again.
Well, good luck. I mean, this place was really much empty. It'd been gutted out. Looks like there were squatters here for a while. I guess the local, district office, or maybe talk to some. There's a couple of local pubs. Maybe there's some people who lived longer in the area might know. I mean, I'm new to the area.
Was there
Name doesn't really ring bells, I'm afraid.
was there anything left in the warehouse? Do you think?
I don't know. You've got keys for it. Yeah, keys for it. Yeah, waiting on the locks. The bust.
Could I see if I could open it?
Um, Not to be too weird about it, but how do you feel if someone you've never seen before turned up and asked to break into your property?
Fair enough. I'll go ask around the local pub.
Okay.
Sorry.
I do wish you good luck. As I said, there are still people here who lived here around that time. Northland. Well, I mean the name's still. I mean, if you go around the back, you'll see. I mean, you'll see the name over the warehouse. I mean, so you're in. You're in the right place. But I haven't got the keys, and it's full of spiders and rats. It's just like it needs a good clear out. I mean, I reckon I'll have the place cleared up and sort of, maybe 2-3 months time. If you want to come back then, if I found anything, I'll happily show you and
Thank you.
introduce you. No, so I mean, do you want to have a walk in the garden before you go? Sort of just.
No, I'll just go to a pub.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Close it here. Oh. Could you do a perception roll for me, please?
Oh god. Fuck off.
Oh well, no, okay. Yeah, you kind of there in the street, that sort of go and search for a pub, I guess. Back to you guys at the church. I don't know how long you want to be there. Obviously, you've got the market, another place that you want to go, pubs nearby. What do you
Yeah,
think? What to do?
I don't think Arwen will stay for too long, mainly just because even though he would love to, he kind of also cares about his friends, so he doesn't exactly want to just take up all their time because they were kind enough to at least come into the cathedral with him when they're not religious. So I think he'll probably stay for about an hour until he starts to go back to the back where the others are to see what they want to do.
Okay. Thorin, Valenia,
Um, oh,
Joanna.
God, I forgot how to talk for a moment. Valenia's just there. She's had a wander around. She's got a bit bored. She's just sat there, just sort of absolutely flicking through whatever the religious text is that's lying around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the various sort of tracks, things like that. Okay. Joanna, Thorin.
I'm just kind of sat and looking and going, "Oof. Religion."
That kind of bored now, sort of. Mhm.
Well, Arwen's just gonna that's like, well, we can well, I have paid my respects, so if you guys want to leave, well, we can do. Thank you for accompanying me. I know that you aren't as devoted as I am to religion, so it means a lot to me. Thank you.
I almost let out a sigh. Not quite of thank God, but okay. Right, are we going to the market?
The voice cuts through rather clearly through the sort of the murmured prayer. We have to mark.
I just give Thorin a bit of a poke.
Yeah, because maybe I'm just sat there, I've sort of started to nod off slightly, and I'll do a what?
Gestures of drinking being made in everyone's direction. Okay, heading on back out into the later afternoon, and the markets and everything are laid out before you. I think just shy of 8 o'clock, of half eight. That feels like a good point to stop,
Aye.
and we can pick that up next time, and find out a little bit more about what's going on.
That's,
God,
Um,
already 8:30. God,
yeah,
time has
Yeah.
flown.
Yeah.
those 3.5 hours have shot by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally flitted on by. Thank you all. Very roleplay heavy session, and thumbs and clues starting to come together. Um, yeah, we'll see where the mystery takes you next time.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, thank you very much. I'll try and control of your channel back to you.
That's not a problem. I've noticed I'm taking a lot more notes if I'm doing them in character.
I'm glad
Okay.
my tip there worked.
So it's like it's not necessarily like how people would expect notes to be, but at least I'm doing them in character and I'm taking notes from Valenia's point of view. And like if I mishear a name like that you've said, I will write it down that Valenia's misheard it.
Yeah, that's fair
And
enough.
write it down how she thinks it's been heard. So, yes. Right. Brain in gear. Right. What was I saying? Right. Moon is back. I was gonna say cosplaying tomorrow. No, streaming.
No, not cosplaying.
Oh no, you can tell where my brain's at.
But yes, Destiny with Leah and Morgan. If he is joining us next week, no, tomorrow. You got me started, Leah.
If you want to check out some of the background stuff for the D&D stuff, you can always go and check out Tim's little website. Say, look, it's quite a big website now.
Has its moments.
It's .com, isn't it?
Yeah, timmaiden.com.
Okay,
Do you know what else is big?
Not your
cock.
dick.
And I was going to say on that note, Leah, don't forget we still have the DDC store on Amazon as well.
Yeah,
If people want to buy merch.
if you want to have a look, you can, and just support us in other ways. You know, all the links are in there anyway. Have a look around. Yes, and with that, I will be back on Friday with Destiny. I'm back tomorrow with Moon over on Moon's channel.
I don't know what the jazz hands are, but
and then we're just gonna have a good week. Don't work too hard. Don't stress yourselves out. Feel free to drop us a message if you want to talk or anything, and keep an eye on the Trans Pride Portsmouth page as well, because I'm going to be making phone calls. I'm going to be making phone calls and stuff this week, so stuff might happen suddenly.
If all else fails, have a wank, a nap, and a biscuit.
Even if it's not in that order. On that note, thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you for Tim for being an awesome DM. Joe's just there doing the finger hearts. I'm going to just keep going until Joe starts getting tired.
Or possibly
so this is when we're going to be naming every single Pokemon there is.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, everybody. Take your meds, stay hydrated, get some sleep. Night night.
Yeah.